In this short video clip, we will look at how we can make use of the graphics calculator, in this case using a TI-84 Plus, to plot the Fourier series expansion of a function. The function in this case is f of x equals to x plus 1 if x is between -1 and 0, and x minus 1 if x is between 0 and 1. The actual function, the graph of the function looks like this, with a straight line here and a straight line there. Now, the between -1 and 1, the Fourier series expansion turns out to be this particular expression, summing from 1 to infinity. And if we expand a few terms and take out the constant term of -2 over pi, with -2 over pi outside here, and multiplied by sine pi x plus half sine 2 pi x plus 1/3 sine 3 pi x, and so on. Now we'll look at how we can use this calculator to plot a graph or something that looks like this using the Fourier series expansion of a few terms of f of x. Now, in order to do that, first we turn it on, and we're going to make use of this button here, which is the y equals button, and then the graph button, as well as the window button later. Now bear in mind that when we need to key in pi, the function pi, we will need to use second, and this button here, if you can see, the blue one here is written pi, the blue indication here, pi. And if we need to key in x, we will have to key in this button here, x button. Okay, with that, let us define our function by hitting the button y equals, press that button, and we're going to key in this function here term by term. So the constant term outside is -2 over pi. Again, just bear in mind that when you need to key in negative sign, you use this button here, negative, right? So negative, and we have a bracket, 2 divided by pi. So pi is second, and that button there, and we close the bracket. Okay, let me adjust the camera. Alright, and multiplied by, and we open the bracket, we're going to key in sine pi x. Okay, so sine pi is this second, this button, okay, times x will be this button. Okay, close the bracket. That's the first term. Then we have the second term, half sine pi 2 sine 2 pi x. Okay, so we add to 1 divided by 2, so that's half, times sine of 2 times pi times x. Close the bracket, and that's our second term. Moving on, we have the third term, sine 3 pi x. Okay, that's plus 1 divided 3 times sine of 3 times pi times x. Alright, and the next term, plus 1 divided 4 times sine of 4 times pi times x. So that is the last term that we want in our expansion, and we have to close the last bracket. So now we have defined our y. We can actually take a look at the graph by just pressing the graph button and let it plot. Okay, you find that at the moment it is plotting from the range from around -5 to +5 of your x domain, and -5, I think, to +5 of the y domain, y range. You may not want that range. You may want it to be a little bit smaller. Let's say if we want it to focus on from -1 to 1, we will press the window button and change the x min, x max, y min, y max value. So again, this is negative, so negative 1 say to positive 1, and y min negative 1 to positive 1. So if we change this window, and let's try the graph again. We're just changing the size of the window, and you find that now we are only plotting from x equals to negative 1 to x equals to positive 1, and we're looking at the graph from y equals to negative 1 to y equals to positive 1, and this is the picture you get. Now obviously this is not this is close enough to the actual function, but not very close. Now if you want it to be closer or looks a little bit more like the original graph, then you probably need more terms than just what we had done in this case.